What do you think is the biggest struggle for professional dancers or professional dance teachers? What do you think is the biggest challenge that we are facing each and every day? It might surprise you to know that most of the dancers that you know, working professionally, most of the dance teachers that you know, working professionally, are struggling financially. So our biggest challenge is not how competitive our field is, because there are so many talented dancers and so many talented dance teachers out there. You see them on social media, right? You see them on Instagram, you see them on YouTube. That's not the issue. It's not fighting hard and working hard to get your dream dance job. That's not our biggest struggle either. Our biggest struggle is financial insecurity and a lack of financial stability in the dance industry. That's our biggest struggle. And this is something that plagues every single dancer and dance teacher and choreographer that you know. And I may be talking to you if you're a dancer. So I want to tell you a little story about what happened to me and how I got to this point where I am today, now the CEO of Ashani and Mfuko Consulting Worldwide LLC, a business, marketing, and money strategist for the dance industry, and still a professional dancer and dance teacher. How did I start serving dancers in this way? How did I start creating social media strategies that yield thousands and thousands of dollars in result for my clients? How did I start creating digital products and online courses and online programs like Finance Your Dance Academy and Video Mastery Academy? How did I get to this point? I want to tell you a story because I didn't start here. I did not start here. Believe me, okay? So after I graduated from college, I went to Connecticut College. I was a double major in dance and Hispanic studies, and I came out ready. 3 readies, okay? To just jump into my professional dance career. I had my degree. I had done, summer intensives at Ailey while I was in college. I came out with my Bachelor of Arts in Dance, and I was like, yes, we are ready, honey. We are ready to do this. Let's go. Where are we dancing? Who are we dancing for? And I got hit with kind of a reality check that was not very exciting. It was not very fun. I didn't like it. What is this? What are we doing? I don't like this. And the reality check was this. I didn't have any money. And when you are a professional dancer or dance teacher, you have to be training on a regular basis. You have to be training pretty much every day. Just like professional athletes do. We have to be consistently training. The difference is with dancers, we don't get paid to train. Nobody's paying us to take dance classes, right? There may be a few companies here and there. If you get hired to be in a professional ballet company or something like that, then obviously classes come with that particular type of job. But for most dancers, you have to pay for your own training. No one's paying you for that, okay? So that's an expense that you have to incur on your own. Well, I came out of college and I didn't even have money for a Metro card. Anybody who lives in New York City, you need a Metro card to get around. I didn't have money for a Metro card, okay? So paying for dance classes, that wasn't even an option. So what I ended up doing was going back to the job that I worked in between semesters while I was in school, working for a union. I became a union organizer. And as a union organizer, I had a company car, I had a great salary, I had amazing benefits, 401k, all of that good stuff. So I told myself, and I figured I'll work this job, save up my money, and then, come back and hit the ground running with my dancing and all of that good stuff. Well, a ton of time passed, like a year and a half passed, and I still wasn't really dancing much. So now it's like, okay, I'm making money, but now I'm not really dancing, and now I'm getting out of shape, and so on and so forth. So then a tragedy hit my family, and this was the turning point for me. Tragedy hit my family. My father, my beloved father, the one that got me into dancing, the one that paid for all of my training, the one that was at every single dance performance that I ever did, supported me and told me that I could be anything that I wanted, and just saw that passion for dance that I had inside of me, had a massive heart attack and passed away unexpectedly. Literally, I spoke to him on a Saturday night. We were like, hey, we're going to get ready to make our plans for Thanksgiving. Sunday morning, I got a call. Your dad had a massive heart attack. He's in the hospital. And when I got there, I found out that he had passed away. So that broke me to my core. Broke me down, guys. Like, broke me, okay? And the turning point for me was that I remembered our last conversation. my last conversation that I had with my father before he passed. He was saying to me, Ashani, you know, I know you're doing great at the union. I know you're making great money and you're doing very well there, but you're not dancing. When are you going to start dancing again? When are you going to start dancing again? I know that that's your passion. I know that that's what you want to do. That's what you love. You got to get back into it. Okay? This is what my father told me. So as I was just mourning and grieving the loss of my father, my best friend, I kept thinking about our last conversation, and I said to myself, you know, I got to make some changes. I got to make some changes. So within about 2 months or less of his passing, I left my job. I was living in New Jersey at the time. I moved back to the city and I got on work study at Steps on Broadway, and then I started teaching dance classes. I became a dance teacher to support myself as I pursued my professional dance performance career. Well, remember what I told you at the beginning of this video. The biggest struggle that dancers, professional dancers and dance teachers are facing is financial instability, okay? Lack of financial stability. So I'm thinking, okay, I got these teaching jobs, and of course, like most dancers do, I was working multiple teaching jobs, right? Because you got to have a lot of different incomes to make ends meet. And I connected with this woman who was in the school system, a part of the, New York Department of Education, and she was teaching in some city schools and wanted to bring in some extra teachers to take over some of her classes and all that, and I was one of them. So I started teaching with her, and what happened was I ended up not getting paid. Okay, she kept telling us, you're gonna get paid, you're gonna get paid. I have to wait for the school to approve this, I have to wait for the school to send the check for that. Long story short, I was not getting paid, okay? And this was a lot of money, guys. So what ended up happening was I was about to get evicted from my apartment. I was about to get evicted from my apartment because she owed me so much money for teaching, and she kept, kind of stringing me and other teachers along like, no, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And it never came, okay? So most dancers or dance teachers that you know have this story. They've had this happen to them at least one time, if not multiple times, okay? You get hired to do something, you do the performance, you do the classes, you teach the classes, and then suddenly, where's the money? Where's my money? What happened to my money? You don't get paid, or you don't get paid on time. Either way, it's a bad situation, right? Because you've already planned for that money, where it needs to go, and what it needs to do. So that was the beginning of a shifting of my mindset. Because I realized, I can't do this dance career the traditional way. I can't do the traditional thing because this is not working for me. I need to be making more money. I need to be making money the smart way, whereas I'm able to make money even when I'm not physically working. And so I read this book that literally changed my life. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you read it? Have you read that book? It's an amazing, amazing book. You have to read it. And that kind of set the stage for me to become a business owner, because I said, well, it seems like one of the fastest paths to wealth is to become a business owner, to own your own business, to have more control over your finances, to have more control over how much money you're making, where it's coming from, and also to have other people working for you, right? So that you can make even more money. So I was not your typical dancer that says, hey, I'll just eat, whatever. I don't care. I'll eat rice and beans as long as I'm dancing. No. No, honey. I was not that girl, okay? I was like, no, I need to be building wealth. I need to be building a legacy. I'm not about that broke life. I'm not about that paycheck to paycheck life. Absolutely not. So I started my first dance business, which was a dance teacher staffing company. Some of you may know about it, have heard about it. It was called Kiner Enterprises, Inc. back in the day, back in 2007. And that was my beginning of my journey as a business owner / entrepreneur, along with still dancing and performing and teaching. I share all of this to say it's time that dancers start working smarter and not harder. It's time that you took control. It's time that you started creating a better quality of life for yourself and stop waiting for other people to create that quality of life for you, because it's never going to happen. Okay? You teach dance classes. The minute you get sick, you get injured, you have a death in the family, something happens to you, you're not getting paid. The minute there's a holiday, there's a school break, there is anything. Frankly, we have these weather issues, right? It's a snow day, now the studio's closed. It's a hurricane, the studio's closed. It's a tornado, The list goes on and on. So many things can happen, and anything that happens that prevents you from being able to show up physically for work, you're losing money. And that is no way to build your financial life and to build financial stability. So I teach my clients, I teach the people who are in my programs, and I have dancers, dance teachers, choreographers, and dance business owners from all over the world in my programs. I teach them that we are going to work smarter and not harder. And one of the best ways that you can build financial stability for yourself as a dancer, dance teacher, choreographer, or dance business owner is to create multiple streams of passive income. Passive income. That means you're making money when you're sleeping. That means even when you're not physically working, you're still making money. You're out to lunch with your spouse, you're making money. You are on vacation with your family, you're making money. You're hanging out with your best friend at the movies, you're still making money, okay? That's what I teach my clients and my customers to do, all right? It's time that we start using technology, using social media in a smart way, not just to be active on social media, but not getting anything from it, but to actually have a strategy and build an online brand that's powerful and profitable. We cannot excuse the money. We cannot say that money doesn't matter. I'm an artist. I'm a dancer. It's not about the money. Yes, it is, honey. It's about the money. You know why? Because it takes money to perform. You have to pay for the space. It takes money to teach classes and to have classes. You have to pay for the space. You have to pay for the music. You have to pay for the marketing to get the people into the classes and into the shows. So you can't just disregard the financial aspect of what it takes to run the dance industry. Money is a big part of it. So money needs to be important